Good morning, friends! Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if you're new. I'm Sarah. I have a small handmade business called Sarah and Sybil. And today I thought I would just kind of take you along in the day with me. I have a lot of different things I need to work on. So we'll see how much I can get done before I need to pick the kids up from school. The biggest things are I have Etsy orders that I need to tackle. I've been winding yarn. I did quite a bit the other day. You can kind of see. But I still have what's on the table, and I have a tote bag with some yarn in it. So I'd like to wind that and get it put away somewhere. Things are not organized. And then I would like to do some big picture planning and some little picture planning for the business generally. So I think the last time I filmed a studio vlog or like inventory anything, it was before my fall markets last year, and then I ended up not filming for like videos for the fall markets, which I did post a little bit on my Instagram. I was really happy with some of my setups for the last fall markets. So you can follow me on Instagram, and I think I have those saved in a highlight if you're interested in seeing some of the setups. But so 2 years ago in 2023, I went to 2 markets. And then in 2024, I went to 12, which was quite a big jump. And I just got a little overwhelmed and I got really burnt out by the end of the year. So just as self-preservation, something had to go. Unfortunately, it was YouTube. I actually did film some things, but it just wasn't complete enough to make a video out of. We traveled a little bit further for some of the markets I did last fall. We took a camper with us. We found a campground, so it was like a family thing, and the kids and my husband hung out at the campground during the market, and they rode bikes and they played mini golf, and like it was really fun. So as of right now, we're not planning to do that this year, but things may change. My goal this year is to do 5 markets. I feel like for stress management and planning and inventory, I'm just going to try that for this year. That feels like a good number. And then I can kind of reevaluate how I feel at the end of the year, because I've been so busy working in my business that I haven't really worked on my business. And I really need to think about how I want to create a sustainable amount of inventory that is, I don't know. There's just, okay, so a big lesson, and I will talk about this more in depth later in the video, but a big lesson that I learned last year and honestly have learned several times over. Apparently I need to keep learning it, is that capability does not equal capacity. And just because I have the ability to do something doesn't mean that I have the capacity in my day to commit to it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to commit to and stick to, and where I want my business to go in the next 3 to 5 years. I feel like I have an idea of that and a trajectory for it, but I haven't figured out the minutia. So my plan is to basically info dump. I'm gonna get my notebook out and I'm just gonna write down all of the ideas that I have, all the product ideas, all the video ideas, all of the social media ideas, marketing, all of it. And then I'm going to separate it out into categories or types, things that I can group together. And then from that, I'm gonna choose priorities and create a timeline. So I don't know if I'm gonna get all of that done before I need to go pick the kids up at school, but that's the goal for today. Or maybe even into the weekend. That might be something that takes more time. So maybe the kind of brain dump happens today, and then I can add over the weekend and we can come back to it and talk about it. So yeah, that's the plan for today. The first order of business is to clear the table off and get my Etsy orders done, because those need to go out into the mail, and then we'll see how far we get on the other stuff.
So the first order of business is to get this table cleared off. I have not had this table cleared off consistently for quite a while. Part of the reason I want to prioritize projects and figure out what I'm doing is because I keep switching between fabric projects and yarn projects. And because this attic office space isn't big and I don't have a lot of storage, I just end up with piles of stuff everywhere, which piles are piles. Like, I just feel like life is piles. I am not anti-pile, but I get to a place where it's just not functional. Like, I can't find what I'm looking for. The piles just kind of take over. So I do need to figure out some storage solutions for fabric and for yarn. One thing I did last year when I was prepping for fall markets that I found really helpful, it was a little bit like time blocking, but over a longer period of time. So for an entire week, I would say, okay, this week I'm crocheting nothing but cow loveys. And so if materials I was using or materials that were out in my office were not specifically for cows, they got put away. So I would like to adopt something like that in the future, where it's like, okay, if I'm crocheting this specific animal, only those materials are out. Or if I'm crocheting or if I'm sewing book covers, then all of the yarn is put away and only the fabric is out. Just so that I can switch back and forth between things so that I don't get bored. I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm more able to keep it organized and functional. This is the very first morning that I woke up and did not have Joanne's promotional emails in my inbox, and I literally cried. I feel this is dramatic, potentially. You might think I'm being dramatic, but I feel like it's like a death in the family, that it has impacted me so much. I feel like Joanne's was such a big part of my childhood. I went there to get fabric for my Halloween costumes with my mom. I got fabric for my prom dresses there, and my grandma and I worked on those together. It just feels like such an integral part of my family history, and I've spent so much time there with people I love, making projects or planning things. It just feels so sad that it's going away. One thing that's kind of a top priority for me this year is to create a backstock of completed plain fabric crowns that are ready to ship. Because while I'm not getting as many orders as I did a few years ago, I'm still getting enough that it will be really nice just to have them completely finished. I can just add pom-poms and ship them out, because it's not like I don't have enough to fill up my days like I used to. And so it's hard for me to time manage. And if I just had those completed, I could devote more whole days to different types of projects, which I think would be really helpful. I think I spoke about it in a previous video, but one goal that I have had for myself that I really am hoping to make happen this year is to start working in collections. So instead of taking constant custom orders, I would choose a collection theme, make a large quantity of items that are part of a collection, and have a set drop day, and then start working on the next collection of items. I really like the idea of working seasonally like that. I've just never been able to make it happen because I've had so many custom orders that it's taken up more time than I'm able, like I've had to choose one or the other. So because my days aren't completely filled with custom orders right now, I'm more able to shift gears, which I'm really excited about. I'm actually hoping that my first drop will come towards the beginning of April, but I have a pop-up scheduled at the end of March, and I have a market scheduled at the end of April. So it'll just kind of depend on what happens with inventory. The first drop will be book and Kindle sleeves, which the patterns that I have come out with most recently are those. Right now, though, I have a crochet caterpillar pattern that is with testers. It's a bookworm. It's really, really cute. I made them last spring for my markets and they sold well, so I'm excited to take them again to markets this year. My first market is the weekend before Easter, I believe. So I'm really thinking about Easter baskets and some kind of quick grab bag things, which I have mystery things planned that I will make a video about because I think that will be really fun and really popular. I've made a couple of notes throughout the day when something pops into my mind, but now that I'm in the pickup line, I can really focus on my list of ideas. So I'll check back in with you guys this evening after I have things categorized to let you know where I'm at and what I'm planning for the second quarter of the year. I'm really excited to be looking at things this way. I'm really hoping that it will help me find a little bit of a better work-life balance.
Okie doke, friends. Welcome back to the office. The kids are home and occupied, and I want to talk about my list. So, I can't remember if I shared it here or on Instagram, but something that has always been really important to me is books and reading, which I've already posted some book content on here this year. Sorry. I just walked up the stairs. This is like, you gotta go up like 2 flights of stairs to get up here. I'm like out of breath. Sorry. Books. So not running. But and it's been really important to me as kind of a family value that we have a lot of books in our home and that my kids have access to books and that reading is kind of an important part of our family culture. And that I would like to move my business in a direction that is supportive of that. so that I can create things that I want and enjoy, and also things that my kids want and will enjoy. So a lot of the projects and things that I wrote down are like product ideas that I have written down before. They are typically book related. And it was just interesting to make this list because I had come up with a plan at the beginning of the year. I set goals for myself and I've pretty much stuck to them. And in revisiting kind of the plan and what I want for in the future, it's still the same. And it was kind of refreshing to just make the list and go through it because I just felt like it allowed me to refocus on the goal. The goal really hasn't changed. And it was just kind of affirming to come to the same conclusion again, that I wanted to move in this direction. So it really is feeling right. So the next step that I'm going to take is to kind of make a Pinterest board. Sorry, Winnie is my office rabbit. If you're new here, he is jumping around in his little bunny area. So that's what that noise is. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to make a Pinterest board to visualize what I want. I'm going to pick a theme for my first spring drop. And then I'm going to set some additional goals for myself for the 3 and 5 year mark, which feels really scary. I've never actually done that before. I've always been pretty focused on the next best step instead of picking something far off and then choosing a path to get there. I've just been like, here, like what's directly in front of me. So it'll be really interesting to plan with that kind of foresight in mind rather than just reactionary planning. So I'm really excited about that. I'll share more about it at a later time when it's more solidified, but that's going to be the end of this video today. I am so excited. Thank you for coming along with me. This was actually a really productive day for me. I don't often plan thinking time, so that was really nice. It was really needed. I'm really glad I took the time to do that. And I'm really excited about some of the tutorials I have planned for YouTube. And if there are specific things that you would like to see, definitely let me know. Today is the last day of February, so the next video coming up will be my February reading wrap up and my granny squares through my blanket. Last week, I posted a tutorial video on the granny square that I'm using, so I'll link it below if you're interested in crocheting along. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have requests, let me know, and I appreciate that you're here. And I'll see you later. Bye.